Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News with the Rock and Metal News CD review of the new Mokomokai, and they're from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, and they are a heavy rock and a metal band. I hear so many cool influences in these guys. I hear some old school Judas Priest, almost back in the Sinner type era, even some old Saxon type guitar riffs, and Clutch, almost Corrosion of Conformity, that kind of gives you a bit of a sound all kind of mixed together, very riff oriented, just a really cool fresh sound, that's for sure. They open up with the song number 1, and it's called Poison Whiptail, which is the name of the album as well. Just a sweet riff, old school style. I love it. It reminds me a lot of just some old school Judas Priest, and it's got some great riffs, nice tempo changes, and very interesting track. Then they move into Diesel, Wild Stallion. This one here has a nice, just really heavy riff-laden track, a nice headbanger, super groovy, and it has a nice driving feel to it. I love the raw sound of these guys, of the guitar and the drums. It's definitely, it's just not overproduced, and it has just a really cool old school heavy metal sound to it. Nice, heavy rock sound, and just really refreshing to hear this type of style again, and this type of production, rather than just some really overproduced music. So it's really great, great opening tracks. Number 3 is called Walking Boss. This one here is to me, very vocally driven. There's some, great vocals on this song. Nice groovy riffs weaving in and out of the verses as well. This track has you definitely moving, and I love the dynamics in the track. How it's got, it's got everything in it. It's really heavy rock bass, and they kind of bring it down again. Allow some breathing room in the track, so it has a heavier impact, and it's got some great dynamics. And track number 4 is called Bloodsucker. This one here just reminds me of it's got such a groovy feel. It kind of reminds me of Clutch in a way. Just very riff oriented, sort of a bluesy kind of rock feel in this one. This got just a crushing riff, and the song almost it's an old school Deep Purple track, and he just really does a great job in doing some of the Ian Gillan screams in it. So they do that cover of Deep Purple. And another track I'd like to mention on the album was one called Heavy Metal Sky, which I just love. This is one of my favorite tracks off the album. It reminds me of old school kind of Judas Priest meets Saxon. It just, to me, has that real quick sort of guitar riff, that old Saxon would have, Princess of the Night type stuff. It's really up-tempo drum beat, and just would be monstrous live. And I love the solos in this track as well. They're just some really ripping solos in it. So if you guys have not heard of the band Mokomokai, you got to check them out. So they have their album out now called Poison Whiptail. You can check it out on iTunes and digital retailers. But it's just a great album, and it's a nice, heavy, refreshing sound. Definitely, some great riff, heavy metal rock sort of music. So I loved it. So pick it up and let us know what you think. And this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News. Thanks for tuning in.